Hey there, Libra. This is Miss Joan, and I am here to talk to you about from March 6th through the 12th. Boom. These are the 3 cards from the overview video, and we are going to get busy with this and talk about it, right? I'm going to go ahead and program these cards for you so that we can talk more in depth about this week, because it's going to be a good one. I trust and believe that. Let's see. Yep, that's the pile. So let's go ahead and add a few cards and get busy going deeper. Okay, so here we have it. We were talking about the 3 of Wands being where you are this particular week. We have this memory, this remembering what happened in the past that is playing with your head this particular week. That doesn't make it wrong or bad, it just is, right? So you're remembering what happened in the past, and it has to do with an emotionally based male energy person. It has some fatherly vibe to it. I'm not sure why you'd be pondering your pops during March, but you never know. It's good. It's interesting that it has this feel to it. Okay, so just take on the energy of somebody that was a mentor, is a mentor, but the memories are strong and intense this week. We pulled the death card in this department, which doesn't mean that somebody is going to die this week, but it does mean that we're going to have to let something go if we want to get beyond where we are, right? We have to, sometimes we hang on to what's happening so much right now that we forget to release stuff so we can get on with the rest of it, right? It's important for you to progress, and in progressing, we move through things, we grow out of things all the time, whether when we were little kids and we grew out of our shoes, right? So the shoes just became too small and cramped and uncomfortable, and we had to set them aside and get a new pair. This is sort of similar. We're going to shed some skin, we're going to shed some old personality parts, and we're going to go ahead and make room for new. That's wonderful stuff. Okay, so hang on to yourself and your heart and your head. We're going to move on to see what's blocking you. We talked about your power being a blockage or being blocked this particular week because it looks like someone wants to be in charge, right? Somebody else wants to be in charge of what's going on this week. And this is the 10 of Swords. You're going to be finishing a cycle of being in charge of something, and it's okay to let it go. It's kind of like you nurtured something into whatever it was going to be, like a plant. You grew this plant up to this size, and now you're ready to sell it to a farmer. And now that the farmer has it, you finished your deal, you're going to give it away. And that's interesting because while you're doing that, it doesn't feel like your heart's in it. But that's the death card, right? The death card is telling you need to let it go. You need to let go of something so you can grow. And that's what the world is all about, is completing one chapter so you can start another. And that's awesome. So this is interesting. There's power involved in it. And of course there's this fighting for your financial worth. There's the King of Pentacles right here. So this has a real interesting vibe of maybe retirement planning, coming to terms with some other changes happening, and it's intense. It's a major life change to go from fully employed and empowered at work, where everybody comes to you for everything, to a concept of, all I have to worry about when's tea time. So I'm not saying it isn't wonderful. I'm saying it's different, and you have to sort of brace yourself for the change. And that's okay, because you'll find strength in the change. You'll find a new way to feel empowered in that process. Um, there's the Knight of Swords as our solution. We're talking about fighting for your power in this moment of now. Um, you are getting ready to think about how you do these things, and letting some things go and fighting for how you're going to embrace your power in the future. This is super interesting to me. I really see this this way, right? I think you're watching and remembering how somebody you cared about did this thing, and using their experience of plotting and planning their changeover to how you're doing it. So that's super interesting and super cool. As long as we do it well, that's all that matters. This is the Ace of Cups, because there's the gift of love in this situation. All of this is you going through something emotionally and coming out on the other side empowered in a new way, in your new skin. And there's the gift of love. The Ace of Cups is here. So is the Four of Cups, which means that you are going to become closer with your partner one way or another, and your foundation in love will be solid. This process has been interesting, because everyone's come together. You've gone through maybe a little argument in the process of all this, because when you're struggling inside, if you're not able to figure out that you are struggling inside, it's hard, right? So allow yourself to either share that you're struggling inside with your partner, so that when you come out on the other side, they're like, oh, look, he's better now. That's wonderful. We want that. We want that for you. We want that to be a good thing. We want this to be an easier week than it could be. And so just pay attention to what's going on, and you have a good outcome over here. Embrace that and grow through this. It's going to be good for you. All right? We'll talk next week. Okay, Libra? Thank you.